So I've got a special guest with me today, helping me do commentary. She can barely contain herself. She's so excited. Callie is joining me today for the commentary. So Callie, tell me what's going on with this first fish that you essentially had bite as soon as you dropped it down the hole.
Well, I'm an expert ice fisher person, but it did take me a little bit to figure out that I actually had a fish on because this is my third time ice fishing, and as you can see, I wasn't really that interested in it.
Unfortunately, I had some camera difficulties at the beginning of the fishing trip, and we didn't catch the end of the fight. Callie got the crappie all the way up to the hole. It was an awesome fish, and then for some reason it either got caught on the hole or the lure got caught. I'm not really sure, and it ended up just popping off. So Callie, what's going on with that heater there? Are you cold or what's the deal?
Yeah, it was a little cold that day. I think it was one of the warmer days that we've gone ice fishing this season so far. It wasn't negative 25 like the other day that we went out, but I'm not built for cold weather, so ice fishing really isn't my deal.
So was it not that exciting, or why were you sleeping the entire time that I was trying to catch fish?
Yeah, I caught that first fish that I didn't even really get through the hole, and then I literally didn't catch anything the rest of the time.
That's false. She totally caught bluegill on diamond. They weren't included in the video because we quit recording at that time because all we were catching were 3-inch bluegill, but she caught some fish. Don't let her fool you guys.
I caught like one 3-inch bluegill, and that was at the end of the night after I had already given up all hope.
Okay, but still, it's better than nothing. So essentially, the program we were running during this time was pick a spot that worked in the past and fish, because at this point in the ice fishing season, I did not have my Marcum yet. Obviously, getting my Marcum was one of the better ice fishing decisions I've ever made, because it lets you know immediately if there's fish down there or not, and there's really no question as to whether or not something's close or wants to bite. Here is a clip of the best fish that I had bite pretty much the entire day. As you can tell, it's a little different. I'm checking the camera to make sure it's on. This fish is just rip and drag like crazy. We had caught a couple of bluegill up to this point, but this was just peel and drag like crazy. So we knew it was something much bigger, whether it be a catfish, because there's a lot of catfish in the pond that we were fishing, or bass. There's quite a few bass in that 12 to 17 inch range that are pretty willing to bite during the wintertime months. So as you can see, Callie was being very helpful here, getting stuff out of the way. I really appreciated that. And she's always quick to have the camera for a photo if that happens. Unfortunately, this bass got tangled in pretty much everything, and I'm pretty sure that it caught all three of our lines, right, Cal?
Yeah, it did.
And yeah, so when you're fishing in close proximity in a shack, that can make a mess of things pretty quickly. If you're using light line and using gear that allows that fish to kind of run a little bit. But needless to say, we were pretty happy to actually catch a decent fish with our first time out on the ice. And there she is. Just a quality largemouth through the ice. I mean, during the summer, that's not a huge largemouth, but that's still a keeper fish, and it's always cool to catch keeper largemouth through the ice. So after a quick picture for Instagram, the bass kind of figured out that it needed to go back down the hole, and it was gone.
Notice all of the water that's on top of the ice. Generally speaking, really not a good idea to go out on the ice when it's sinking down like that. We're pretty lucky that we didn't have anything bad happen in retrospect, because someone was super eager to go ice fishing and it was only like maybe 5 inches thick, and not a good day, turns out.
Yes, the ice was a little thin in our first time out. I mean, it was 3.5 to 4 inches of solid ice. Unfortunately, someone was a little cold, so we had to run the heater, which probably in retrospect was not the best idea on ice of that thickness. I don't think having the shack up, or even the two of us there, was too big of an issue on 4 inches of ice, but running the heater may not have been the best choice. As we come to a close, Callie's just over here giggling right now, and I have no idea why, because most of the things I don't say are that funny, and the irony of this is that she doesn't laugh at most of my jokes that I find funny. So I'm not sure why she's laughing now. Anyway, most of the fish that we were catching are not very big. Callie wanted to give that one a kiss before it went home, so we made sure to get that filmed and documented. So, as you'll see here in the next couple of videos, this is towards the end of the day. We have been ice fishing for, I think, 3 or 4 hours at this point. Callie was pretty stoked to be out there still at this point, and you'll see my excitement as I catch some of these big fish through the ice at the end of the day. That is why you have a Vexilar, so you can go out in the middle of the lake and find the fish where they're suspended, rather than off of a rock point or something where you're likely to run into a bunch of little turds. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you checking my videos out. I'll have a few more ice fishing videos to upload here soon, and hopefully some better fish than bluegill and one decent bass through the ice. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch us in the next video.